Hello everyone, this is Candy, the 614 Stitcher, and today is Saturday, December the 31st, 2022, and this is my Flosstube episode number 65. I would like to say hello and welcome to all of my new subscribers, and I hope you stick around and let me enable you with one of the projects that I am working on. And to my returning friends and subscribers, thank you so very much for coming back each and every time that I do upload a video. I want to let you all know that I am doing fine in spite of being off or not recording videos for the past month. I have been stitching, and I hope your holiday season was very well in whatever way that you celebrate. I had a better than expected Christmas Day. So I got to spend time with a family friend and friends, and it was very nice. It was a very nice day. I spent the day stitching and then was with my friends, and so I hope you also had a very good Christmas Day or whatever holiday you celebrate during this time of the year. I do have quite a bit to share and show, so we are going to get right into it right now. I have new starts, I have whips, I have finishes, and I have a massive amount of Stitchy kindness and investments from my gifts for Christmas that I would like to share. I hope that you grab a nice beverage and grab your stitching, and we will go right into it right now. So the first project that I would like to share is my new start, and for the month of December, for the Garon designer focus was Teresa Kogut. And so I started, I'm going to take it out because it's glaring all over the place. I started Jingle Bells, and this is what the model stitch looks like. And here is what my project will look like. I changed the color of the bells and the ribbon that run through the bells to the colors that I used for my decor when I did decorate for Christmas. So I used blues and silvers and whites. And so that is what I am stitching this on in. They are all DMC colors. I am stitching this on a 32 count onyx by Weeks Dye Works. And that is where I am with it. So this project, because it's more of a Christmas, to me, project, will be going away for this season as we move into winter. However, I am participating in a new Facebook group, and in this Facebook group, it is more prompt oriented, and so there is no telling what you may see from me in 2023 as far as stitching. I know that I am, if you remember, if you've been around for a while, I am more of a seasonal stitcher. However, in joining this new Facebook group, I'll be stitching prompts, and so I will be pulling whatever goes with those projects. So that was my new start for the month of December for the designer, for the Garon designer focus on a designer, sorry. So now we're going to move on to whips, and my first whip is Winter Bluster. And here's a picture of what the model looks like. And here's a picture of what it looked like the last time I showed it. And here is where I am now. So this is being stitched on a 28 count Monaco, hand dyed by me. As you can see, I dyed this fabric, and I am using the called for DMC colors floss, with the exception of I'm using a toile for the snowman's hat and for the wind that is blowing around him. And that is where I am now. I have also picked up counting stitches, and so for the days that I worked on this, I've gotten in a total of 352 stitches on this, which basically is all of the wind, the nose, and this part of the hat. I already had the winter in. So that's where I am on Winter Bluster. This is by Glenden Place, and she was the designer, Garon Designer Focus for the month of September, and that's when I started that project. And I did meet my magazine monthly goal on that, and it was to put in 300 stitches. So I met my goal for magazine monthly on that project. It just dawned on me I'm missing a project, but it's okay. My next project that I am worked on, this is in no particular order. I just, you know, since I haven't been here for the last 3 weeks, I've decided to just, however they come out the basket is how they're going to be shown. Is Winter Garden by Hello from Liz Matthews. I am doing this in conjunction with Stacy C. Stitches, who started the stitch along for this, and I will put the hashtag up right here, and it will also be in the description box. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is a picture of where it is now. So I have put in 2 of the borders. It is, this border is complete all the way down to here, and it is complete almost to the end of this side. So I have those 2 borders in. This is being stitched on a 28 count Rogue Stitching Winter Creek. And I did a thread conversion from the Gloriana Silks to Weeks Dye Works and Classic Color Works. I am stitching this 1/1. And that is where it is so far. And I really am enjoying the 1/1 stitching. I initially thought this is a joke, because, you know, your brain automatically goes to 2/2. However, once I got started, it flows very, very nicely. I like doing 28 count over 1. So you may see more of that stitching in my future. And I did meet my goal for that project. It was, you know, I'm trying to, let me see. I probably had a goal of 200 stitches since it was a new start. And I actually have gotten in 408 stitches. I started this on December the 1st, and I've stitched a total of 4 days on it. So, oh no, I actually have more stitches than that. I have 528 stitches for this month so far. So I started counting stitches because me keeping track of time wasn't working very well, whereas it was easier for me to count stitches and go from there. So we're going to see how that works. So far it's been working out wonderfully. It's almost like if I have a goal, like I'm going to stitch 100 stitches, then I keep stitching until I hit that goal. And all of the new starts that I have going forward, I will be putting in 200 stitches just so that I can make sure that they have a good start to them and that I really am invested in stitching on it. So that was Winter Garden. My next whip, Albert's about to be eaten. He all of a sudden is hungry now that I'm recording a video. My next whip is Seasonal Sun Sine by Ink Circles, and I am stitching the picture way. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where it is now. So I finished the complete winter scene. There is an error in this, and so I wanted to make you aware of there will be a change coming. I will have to take out the stitches over here, and it's supposed to look like this, and so that's what I'll be doing. I went ahead on and finished it because that was my goal, and I did not realize it was an error until I finished it all the way down, so I'll have to fix that. I also brought over the purple as I need to try to keep this border moving forward and not have to do it at the end. So that is where Seasonal Sun Sine is. This project is part of my Year of Whips that is being hosted by Melanie Watkins, the Soulful Stitcher, and I am participating in the Year of Whips this year. So this is one of my 6 that I have slated to potentially be finished by the end of 2023. Or by December, because it goes to December the 18th. So that is Seasonal Sun Sine. And my next project is Christmas Sentiments by Stony Creek. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where it is now. So I have completely finished the entire bottom row. All of the white stitches are in. The only thing that is left to be done is the beading, and I will be doing the beading at the very end. So then once I got finished with the bottom row, I came up and started putting in the snowflakes, and I also put in the first basket, pot, tree holder for the first tree that goes right here. And that is where I am now. My goal, my magazine monthly challenge goal for this was 200 stitches, and I put in 280 stitches. So I met my goal on that. And so that is where I am on it. I do really enjoy this stitch also. So in the coming months, you may end up seeing it more and more and more, because I am in, I don't know if I've already said this, so if I'm repeating myself, please forgive me. It's all of a sudden, right before I started recording, a family crisis emergency happened, and now my brain is just like mush. I am participating in a Facebook group, Whip Warriors, and they are prompt based. So even though I am a seasonal stitcher, at any given point in time, I could pull out one of these whips and have to work on it. So that's what we'll be doing for 2023. And I did meet my goal also, like I said, in the magazine monthly challenge group with that piece. So the next piece that I worked on for this month was actually a piece that I pulled out to take with me to keepsakes for when I went for Christmas. We do a Christmas gathering there, me and my friends, and so I went to Keepsakes to do that, and I needed a project to work on. So I took French Country Snowman, and this is by JBW Designs, and here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here's a picture of where it is now. So I filled, I put in more of the snowman's hat, and this is the start. This is the start of his scarf. I kept wanting to say shawl, and I'm like, no, snowmen don't wear shawls. So this is the start of his scarf. Like, I can't keep it in my head. I am stitching this on a 32 count petty point. Yes, 32 count petty point linen with the called for Betty Bluebell floss. And that is where it stands now. And again, this was just, it didn't have a goal. I just needed something to stitch on that day, so I pulled it and worked on it for that one day. Ooh. Sorry, all the things have to go in back in the bag because I'm all over the place. I've been trying to get things organized, like my sewing room and my whips and everything. And those are the kind of activities I do when I have too much on my mind, or I need to focus. I used to like clean my house from top to bottom. Now I clean my whips, or organize my whips, and clean my sewing room. So those are the things that I do. My next project that I worked on is, nope. That's a new start. That's a finish. Here it is. It slid up underneath and it's laying on the bottom. is Joy to the World by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. Go lay down. No, go lay down. And here's a picture of where it stands now. So I am stitching this on a 25 count even weave, white Lugana. And I am using the call for DMC 700 and 321. And I did not total up the stitches, but I have over 500 stitches in on this. And that's where I am on it. It is a really nice stitch, and it's very, I thought it would be larger on the 25 count. I don't know why, but I did. So it's a nice, very nice ornament size. And I will be hoping to get that completed so that I can put it on my tree next year. Believe it or not, I've already started planning Jolly July. We are just at December 31st. But I put the names of the projects because, you know, as you go through the year, or for me, even if I go through the month, if I think something, I need to write it down, because 9 times out of 10, I'll forget before it's time for it to roll around. So that's what I end up doing. And my very last whip that I worked on for this time period was my winter Quaker by Rosewood Manor. And this is what the model looks like. And here's a picture of where it was when I started on it this month. And here is where it is now. So I have done a lot of stitching on this piece. This has become my 25/7 as I am working on it the entire winter season. I'll be working on it. My goal is to work on it every day. But I have finished this snowflake here. I've added the 2 birds here. I finished this snowflake this morning. I worked on this snowflake this morning. I've put this in and finished it, and these up here were all put in over the last week or so. I did also put in some of the backstitch snowflakes around. Now, if you can tell the difference, these snowflakes have used 2 threads, whereas these ones are using 1. And so I am not for sure. I don't want to take those out. What I'm going to do is intersperse 2 strands and 1 strand for the snowflakes, so that some of them pop out and some of them rescind or, you know, fade into the background. Because I actually really like the look of the 2 strands snowflakes on this chart. It was an accident it was an accident that I put 2 threads on and started stitching and didn't even look at it, didn't think about it. And then when I realized it, I was like, well, I like that. I'm not taking it out. Just as I go along, some of the snowflakes will be 2-stranded, some will be 1 strand. That's what I'm going to do to correct that. So this is Winter Quaker, and I am loving it. And I hope you do too. You will be seeing this because I am determined to make good progress on it before the end of the winter season. So from now until March, I'll be working on it. And it always sits back here while I'm working on it, so that because it's on that frame, it is attached to that frame for all intents purposes permanently right now. And so I always just keep it, when I have it out for working on it, I just keep it up there. So that was Winter Quaker. My next whip I worked on was Let's Be Frozen. And here is a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where it is now. I am going to abandon this project. And when I say I am going to abandon this project, I am not enjoying it at all. For as much as I really had hoped to enjoy it. Because I love snow globes and all of that. But for whatever reason, stitching on this fabric with doing all of the back stitching has really gotten the best of me. I put in 4 hours and there's barely any progress on it. So I need to, in my head, what I'm thinking is I actually have 18 count white Aida, and I believe that I'm going to switch from the 14 count over to the 18 count, and hopefully it'll make it easier because I'm already doing a project with one thread, but we'll see. I just can't continue on. There are so many errors already. Like, this is wrong. I had to take out this part because when I put in this part, this part up here was wrong. So I had to take it out and fix it. And luckily enough, like, I'm stitched the snow in the right place, but the snowflakes are in the wrong place. There are just too many errors, and I don't have mind space to be fiddling around and trying to make things look like they're supposed to. So I'm going to trade this out for a different fabric, and then I'll just restart it whenever. If it's not anytime soon, then it'll be like winter next year or Jolly July or something like that. I don't want to let it sit and linger because I don't like working on it. So that's where I am with that. I am going to leave it all kitted up. I have all of the floss to go with it. And I think one of the issues is when I was making a working copy of it. Okay, I can't even get the thing undone now. When I was making a working copy of it, the copier did not copy the squares. It copied the darker lines, but not the squares. And so I was trying to see where the squares were. And so anyway, I think that's what the problem is with me working on it. Pardon me. So I think that's just what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out the fabric, and then that way I can be happy and start it over again. I've decided also that to do the working copy, I'm just going to have to darken it up so that it pulls the squares, because it's hard to do back stitching if you can't see the squares in the chart. I didn't realize that, but I know better now. So those were all of my whips for this month. Now we're going to move over into my finishes. And my first finish is the Woodland Christmas stocking sal that I'm doing with Carolyn of Sidewalks Stitch. And I completely finished it. I did leave the flower in, but that is all of the stitches in. I did also receive the second chart, although I have not started it yet. And I'm really not planning on starting it yet. I think I'm going to move. It just depends. I'm all up in the air about, because I'm in this new Facebook group and all of that. And so rather than waiting for the investment portion, this is the newest chart that has been sent out, and it's the deer. And it's part 2. So I'll start on it one day. We just left Christmas, so I'm not in a big rush to stitch ornaments right now. So that was my first finish. And my next finish is my Christmas Snowflake. And this was in a Just Cross Stitch magazine, and you can see it. I stitched this on a 28 count Monaco, and I used DMC Etoile and Petite Treasure Braid for the silver. And it is so pretty. I am going to be making this into a small ornament so that it can hang on my tree. I usually put up my Christmas tree in times past has been all snowflakes. And I probably had over 100 different snowflakes on my Christmas tree. Not that I will ever put 100 snowflakes won't even fit on this tree up here, so I probably had more than 100, but I would like to have some snowflake ornaments on that tree, so I'm going to make this into an ornament for that. And it was very fun to do. I need to leave that out so that I can get it FFO'd. Yes, I used Etoile, which the blue is C519, and then I used the Petite Treasure Braid. And it was in the Just Cross Stitch Magazine 2021 Christmas edition. And now I have a free project bag. This is for a small, so Lord knows I've moved from small projects to great big old projects. So those were both of my finishes for this time. So now I want to talk about my year of whip projects. Oh no, I have a new start that I didn't tell you about. I do. And I apologize because it's on my magazine monthly challenge acrostic, and I didn't even talk to you about it. So I started Holiday Quaker by Lila Studios. And I am stitching this on a 40 count Seraphim Jack Frost. And I am going to be using my own color conversion. And I don't see my color card. So here is my start on that. I actually started this on I believe it was on the 25th. It was my Christmas Day start. And I stitched on it for the 25th and the 26th. I have gotten in a total of 294 stitches, and that floss is Hunter by Weeks Dye Works. So the bulk of the threads for this project are Gentle Arts, which I do not have. Pardon me. So I will be substituting what Gentle Art threads are called for with either Weeks Dye Works, Classic Color Works, or maybe even some of my other threads that now I can't. Cottage garden threads. I was like, country cottage garden threads. I'll be doing substitutions all throughout this project if I don't have the called for. I know I don't have the called for Gentle Arts. The rest of it calls for DMC. So where the DMC is called for, I'll use that, and the rest I will be using Gentle Art threads. But that is my start. That was my Christmas Day start. So I apologize about missing that. It wasn't on the, I had wrote the notes, and when I wrote the notes, I hadn't started that yet. And so that's how I ended up missing it. So now that is all of them. I am going to go ahead on and show you. I, again, got reinvigorated about sewing again. And so I will insert two pictures. I made Miss Susan a bumblebee for her Christmas gift, and I made Miss Lenny a poinsettia flower, and I will insert pictures of those here. So then I was inspired, one of my friends, and a lot of you know her, her name is Slamming the Screen Door on Instagram. Her name is Gina. And she has a blog, and she designed this banner. And so on Christmas Day, I finished, it's called Joy. And here's what it looks like. So I pieced it all together and put the top and the bottom and the side borders on, and that's where it ended up. So now I will be taking a free motion quilting class, and so this will be one of the projects that I work on for that class. But there it is. These fabrics are all from my stash. So some of them came from Joann, some of them came from Fat Quarter Shop. I have a tub of Christmas fabrics, and that is what I used to make this. And if you follow me on Instagram and or Facebook, you've already seen it. When I took the picture, it didn't go all the way down to the bottom, and so if you would like this pattern, if you are a quilter and would like this pattern, please follow Slamming the Screen Door and you can request it. I'm sure she would send it to you. She emailed it to me. I've actually had it for like 2 years. But when I got re-inspired to start sewing again, I cut up all the fabric and started right then and there. So, and then the next project that sewing project that I would like to show you, I took and made, these blocks look like poinsettias to me. And so they were actually a pattern from Socialites, which was Socialites 1, which was a project, a year-long project that Fat Quarter Shop did last year. They are now doing Socialites 2. But this was Lori Holt's block, and it was called, I can't remember. But I took and made 4 different, I used all different reds. I used the same yellow for the centers, and I made this wall hanging. So there's where it is. And I will also be using this to practice free motion quilting when I start doing that class. But it really reminded me of poinsettias. And so, and it was very quick and easy to put out, to sew up. So those were my 2 quilting sewing finishes that I had since I've seen you last. I actually have 4 because I had one for Miss Susan, one for Miss Lenny, the Joy banner, and the poinsettia wall hanging. So that was that. So now I am going to talk to you about my year of whips. I joined the Facebook group and will be participating in that. I already showed you one of them. So Seasonal Sun Sine is one of my year of whips that I'll be working on to a finish for 2023. It is a Facebook group, and you can request to be accepted into the group. Just answer the questions, and Melanie will let you in. It's on the same Cross Stitch 25/7. She also runs that group. So Seasonal Sun Sine is one whip that I'll be working on through 2023. My next whip that I'll be working on, so I chose 6 projects. Of those 6, 3 have to be finished by December the 18th, 2023. So I don't know which, I have not slated, like, I really want to make sure I get this one finished. I'm just going to stitch on all 6 of the projects throughout the year, and hopefully I finish all 6, which would be awesome. So the next project for my year of whips will be Faith and Endurance by Lori Holt. And if you remember, I have the church completely done. So now what needs to be added is the bird, the star, and the big flowers. So this is definitely a potential to get finished in 2023. And it is in my Stitching Shenanigans bag. This is what I normally would take to keepsakes to stitch on. My next project to be worked on is my progressive, my progressive pride flag. And this is by MI Studio Creates. And here is where I am right now. Yeah. So I actually have quite a bit of stitching left to do in this. This triangle here is will be all white stitches. And then I have all the filling in for the rest of the rainbow colors. So that's quite a bit. But it can be done. That's number 2. Number 3 is Home Sampler, which is from a magazine. And it is also on a scroll rod, so I'm going to... And here is where I am so far on it. Yeah, the last I worked on it, I worked on that tree. So this is number 4. Yeah, number 4. So I tried to get a mix of medium to, yeah, mostly medium projects so that I wouldn't be overwhelmed. Because I have a lot of things that I'm like, oh, I want to be in that. Oh, I want to be in that. Oh, I want to do that. So, and my number 5 project is my keepsakes Stitch Console. And here's where I am with that. And I want this done. I do want to finish this, and I want to finish before StitchCon 2023. I will be going to Weekend B this year, so I only have 1 extra week to work on it. But I want it done before that, so. And my last project, if you recognize the bag, is my... I'm trying to make sure I don't show none of the pattern. Is my temperature butterflies. And this is how... I don't think so. Mine's is not. I have 3 across and 4 down. So that's how mine's looks right there also. And if you recall, I actually finished butterflies January, February, March, and April. And I have all of the framework in for the May. So now I need June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. But that's where I stand on my temperature butterflies. And that is by Stitching Mommy, who came out with a great one for 2023. I just was like, I can't take on another one if I didn't finish the one that I already was working on. But maybe for 2024, I could work on the new one because it's beautiful. So those are the 6 projects that I have slated in my year of whips. 3 of those projects have to be finished in order for me to be in the drawing for whatever she's drawing for. I'm not for sure. She said that she would be having some prizes at the end, and so that's what we will do. Those same 6 projects are also the 6 projects I put on my Bringo board. So you will see those projects in the month of January, as Bringo numbers are called, because I took all 6 of those projects and fit them into prompts for Bringo. The only difference is that there was a new magazine start that you had to have, and so I picked a new magazine start, but I only have 7 projects on my Bringo board for this year, which is a big change for me. Usually I choose a different project for each prompt. However, with the year of whips and me wanting to get finished these projects, I made the decision to use those projects to focus on during the month of January. So that's where we are with that. I have plans still to go, and Stitchy kindness and investments. So the plans that I have for now, I have made sure that all of my boards are ready for tomorrow, starting tomorrow. I am participating in WhipGo. The WhipGo numbers were called, and so my WhipGo board, I'll put a picture in here of what my WhipGo board looks like. And for number 6, it is a whip that is closest to a finish, which, if you recall, and now I don't know what I did with it, because I did have it. I did have it out so that I could show you. I will be stitching on Bucky the Snowman, because he is like that close to being finished. That is my WhipGo call, number 6. And the other WhipGo call for January was 10, the number 10. And that is for me a whip with flowers. So guess what I chose? Home sampler. So this actually has flowers on it, because I switched the colors around. So those red up at the top are flowers, and they're on a vine. So there's my number 6 and my number 10. So I don't have to worry about you know, adding any more projects to my plate. For my WhipGo this year, for 2023, I will be doing 700 stitches. And I have the entire year to do the 700 stitches in. So that is what I'm going for. And I am going to really work hard to have a blackout for 2023. This is my 3rd year participating in WhipGo, and I am going to really be focused on making sure that I am getting in what I'm supposed to get in, so that I can have a nice reward at the end of the year. I haven't determined what that reward is yet, but I want a nice reward for myself. So I will be working towards a blackout for 2023. I have also finished my Bringo board, and I said that, I think. And so I don't have a picture in a picture that I've taken, but here's my Bringo board for January, which starts tomorrow. And before we go any further, I want to wish a happy anniversary to Carolyn Zook. Tomorrow is her either 4th or 5th year on Flosstube. She started her Flosstube on January the 1st. And so I want to wish you a very happy anniversary on your Flosstube. Okay, so now I have shown you what the WIPGO numbers are for January. I have shown you that my boards are all prepared. The next item will be Stitchy Kindness and Haul. And for that, I need to clear some space, so I will be right back. So I purchased Silks for You 12 days of Christmas stitching. What did it say? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. So I received 12 days of Christmas from Silks for You. And I was supposed to do this whole 12 days of Christmas instead of doing the 12 days or, you know, doing Flossmas. I was going to do 12 days of stitching, which started on the 25th and it goes through the 6th. But since I didn't do any of that, I started opening up my gifts. So today is actually day number 7. And so I'm going to start showing you which. And then as I open them next week, I'll show the other parts of the 12 days. Okay? So on day number 1, it has this cute paper on it. And it came in a little baggie. I mean, a little baggie. I was like, man, how did they squash that in there? But it is a mini. It's 10 meters of silk thread, and this is the color. And that was day number 1. Oh, I'll put a spoiler alert in for people that I'm sure everybody else has probably already opened theirs. So I actually sat down last night and was like, oh, you can open this now, because for day number 2, it was also packaged. And it is a little wooden spool, and it has silk ribbon on it. Super cute. So that was day number 2. And here's day number 3. And it is 2 super cute needle minders. I have never participated in a thing like this. A 12-day, you know, an Advent or anything. So I was really excited. And so there are the 2 needle minders. For day 4, it came in a separate envelope. And it is a pattern. It's called Garden Biscornu. And this is what it looks like. This might actually be a biscornu I can finish. It also came with the, Sorry for the crinkling. It is 53 by 53. It was designed by Joe Mason for Silks for You. They don't give the fabric recommendations, but it also came with the buttons to cinch the biscornu in the center and a pin to add to the biscornu. Isn't that cute? So those are day 4. All of the colors that I've shown so far are used in the biscornu. All of the silk floss. So whatever this purple is right here, I got it down in here somewhere. I haven't opened it yet, but. So that was day number 4. Day number 5 was in this cute little package. And it is a scissor fob. And it has this pretty I'm trying to get you to see that because it is so really pretty. There we go. Really sparkly. So that was day number 5. Day number 6 is and it is some more silk threads for the biscornu. So here's a purple magenta color. Here's an orangey color. And here is yellow. That was day 6. And today is day number 7. I had to make sure. Because I actually think after I pulled all of the packages out, I think I've kind of, on Christmas Day, there's a package in here that says Merry Christmas. So I'm guessing I should have opened that on Christmas Day. So I'll open that with you. On day number 7, it is a beautiful pair of scissors, and these are called Janu. Extremely sharp. Use oh, those are birds, so they should be up like this. But those are very pretty. So now tomorrow will be day 8, and I'll go along just like that. But this package right here says Merry Christmas. And so somehow I'm thinking I should have opened this on the 25th. So I'm going to open it now. I think I know what it might be. It is all that purple silk that I need for the biscornu. Oh my goodness. Like I got goosebumps. Like this right here. Woo! So I'm going to have to get some floss cards and put it on floss cards. It doesn't even say like how much it is or anything. It's just, there's nothing in there, but man, oh man. See my smile? Yeah, I should have opened this on Christmas Day. This would have been a great Christmas gift. So that is the floss, the purple silk needed for the biscornu. And I am fairly new to stitching with silk. I've stitched with Almond M&M silk for skin conversions. But other than that, and I have a project all kitted up with silks, but I have only stitched on it one day. And it wasn't enough for me to really be like, woo. Okay. So I'm going to have to get that cut and get it put on cards so that it won't be all bunched up in this bag very long. So those are where I'm at so far. Tomorrow, like I said, will be day number 8, which is a bigger pattern. And then we'll go from there. So as I open them, I'll show them all to you next week. Okay. We'll put all of this crinkly paper back in this bag until I'm finished with the floss. I also purchased, which I am holding on to for right now, I purchased Vicky Stitching Buttons 12 Days of Christmas also. Because I have not been opening, I haven't opened one thing in this entire bag. I'm actually going to save this and open it for my birthday, which will be on Wednesday. So, Wednesday? Yep, Wednesday. So, this will be like a birthday gift for me instead of the 12 Days of Christmas, since I have already missed 7 of the days. Well, not missed them, but, you know, I didn't get to open anything. But I don't normally get birthday gifts on a regular occasion, so I'm going to save this and open it for my birthday on the 4th, which will be Wednesday. Okay. So I also received my Bestitch Me Fabric of the Month just yesterday, and it is called Evergreen, and it is more green than what it is showing. That looks more teal, but it is actually very green, and it is beautiful. The light is just blowing it out. So that is, and I switched my fabric count with Bestitch Me to a 32 count. So that is what I get now from her. Okay. This needs to go over here. So let me start with today. Today, my friend, Miss Joy Lisa, I got a package from her in the mail today, and I'm so thankful. So she sent me, she's always talking about moisturizing, and so she sent me a little bottle of this moisturizer, which Miss Joy Lisa is very good because I've already put it on and I love it. It is shielding lotion, and it's called Gloves in a Bottle. And she did say, where did I do with that? She said that they do sell it on Amazon in bigger bottles. So I'll be getting a bigger bottle of this. And since it works so good for my hands, maybe I'll try it on my legs too. Because I've gotten to the point where my skin is really dry, except for on my face. My face is still really oily. And I know it's the season of life that I'm in. So bottle of gloves in a bottle, which is lovely. Then for all of you that use Krynic or have a supply of Krynic, Corbella's has these ammunition boxes that fit Krynic spools perfectly. So she sent me one of those. And I can, yeah, it just says single ammo box. And you can buy it at Corbella's. So I'm going to be storing my Krynic in this box. She also sent me packages of needles. She sent me a few Pat Carsons, which are my faves, and a few Bowens, which I have not tried yet. So I will be trying. I'm going to put the Pat Carsons in my stash, because anytime I drop a Pat Carson needle, I am on the ground looking for it because I love those needles. She's put in the package all 3 sizes. So I'm really interested in seeing how the 28 count works on the larger fabric size. So thank you so very much. Needles are always appreciated, along with everything else. And then she also put in a piece of fabric. It is a 32 count Lugana by Dying for Cross Stitch. And I don't know where that is. It is a Facebook group, but here is the fabric for that. Here's what it looks like. And it has a purpley blue tint to it. It is beautiful. And I think I am going to be using this for my birthday start, which I did not pull out. I will be doing a birthday start with teeny weeny bikinis. There's a January bikini, and I am going to be working on my beach body by working on that bikini. So if you happen to have those charts, please pull out one of your teeny weeny bikinis and stitch along with me starting on Wednesday. So that was my Stitchy Kindness from Miss Joy Lisa. I thank you so very much. You know how much I appreciate you. So then yesterday I received a package from 123 Stitch. And I was like, I didn't order anything. Like, I have been on a spending freeze. So I was shocked, to say the very least. But then once I opened the package, I knew where it came from. So it had in it, first it has this little little package or bag. It's a bag. And my friend EJ, this is my beading kit, and it came with a tacky bill. Looks like fish scales, doesn't it? I love it. It also has this Nymo thread. And then there are beading needles, which are by John James. And if you've been around for a while, I have never done any kind of beading, so this will be a new experience. And then she provided the beads for a couple of the projects that I have. So for Now, what did I do with that piece of paper? Winter Snowfall. And another one. I can't remember, but here are all the beads that she sent me. And so, thank you so very much, EJ. I really, really appreciate it. And then it all fits nicely down in my little holder. So, when I need to go bead, whenever that might be, I'll have everything right in the baggie. And won't have to hunt it down. And that was a Christmas gift / birthday gift. So, it, you know, everything fits nicely inside the bag. Okay. So, that was that. Then, before Christmas, and I've had this for a few weeks. So, it was... I took it out of the box, used the box for something, and left the stuff sitting on the sofa and forgot all about it. So I ordered from Chantel 141 Design Company Shop. Yeah, 141 Design Company Shop. That's what it says. I ordered it on November the 26th. It's been here. Like I said, it's been here for a while. So she has a piece that you can make into a snow globe. And so I was all about that. Then there was a piece they made. These are all different Christmas ornaments that you can attach stitching to or use on your stitching finish. I also picked up the little sled that she had. And this I know you can attach stitching to because I saw another floss tuber attach some Tiger Lily Designs designed 3 cross stitch patterns and put them on this finish. And then there's these are to hold like a tree. It's a jewelry tree or ornament tree, and that's what this is. So I'm very excited to utilize this because I've got to start doing finishing. I have so many finished cross stitch pieces that are just sitting in a box in my living room. So I've got to get started doing something with those. My next purchase was from Stitching Goddess Designs. You know her as the t-shirt maker, and this is actually one of her t-shirts that I purchased for myself for Christmas. And she sent me a lovely card and some stickers to go with it and a lovely note. And I purchased this project bag from her that has fireworks on the front, and on the back it has Happy New Year, Happy New Start. So I'll be using this for my new start for tomorrow, which I'm still like kind of on the fence about. I know. It's like it's a little late to be on the fence. It's the 31st and it's like, I don't know, 5 o'clock in the evening. I also received a present from Stacy C Stitches. And it had this beautiful Christmas card in it. Oh, by the way, if you have sent me a Christmas card, I really appreciate it. They are all back there because I am so late with posting a video and everything. Just know that I have received your card and am very grateful that you thought enough to send me a card. I was just overwhelmed, and I'm still overwhelmed by the generosity of everybody in the community. And so I really do appreciate all of the beautiful Christmas cards. So Stacy sent me, she knows my favorite color is purple, so she makes these. They're out of resin, and so she sent me a beautiful purple snowflake that I'll be able to string and put on my tree for next year. She also made this beautiful little ornament. The hanger, it says Merry Christmas on it. It has little cording, and it has finishing fabric on the back. Isn't that super cute? And it's so tiny. So this will be able to be put on my tree for next year. She also made this tiny snowflake, which I can string and put up because it's a different snowflake than the first one that she gave me. So I can have them both on my tree. I only put one kind of snowflake on any tree. So then she made this snowflake for me. So if you've been around for a while, you know my snowflakes are my thing. Snowflakes, turtles, and butterflies. And purple. And prints. And coffee. I got a lot of things. So that's another one that I'll be able to string up and put on my Christmas tree. And this is also one, this is the last one. And even though it's the same design as the other one, the color is different, so I'll be able to use it. She made me a little tiny orc bowl. And a snowflake needle minder. Oh, I gotta take it out. A snowflake needle minder. It's so sparkly. And this one is like a domed needle minder. I do know that she does make these and sells them. So if you are interested, I'm not sure what else she has in her shop right now, but I do know that she has been making these and selling them. So you can check out her shop. She has a website, and I will link her website down below. So those were my Christmas gifts from my friend Stacy. We're going to have to get some good bubble wrap for these snowflakes. Okay. So then, from my friend Lynn, X Stitches Creates, who, if you are not watching her, by the way, I would implore you to go over and check her out and subscribe. She is almost to 1,000 subscribers, and so it would be great to get her to 1,000 subscribers, and I appreciate it. I will have her linked down below. So she was, she gifted me this sign, which I'm going to hang up in my living room, which is where my sewing room is. So I'll be putting this up, but isn't this the cutest? She also gave me this Lizzie Kate snowman chart. I love snowmen, so all those white stitches. And then she also gifted me this really pretty turtle needle minder. And she purchased this book and got it for me and gave it to me. And if you've been around for a while, you know in May, I do mental health care. May, Sal. Mental health care. May, mental health care. But this book has some great projects in it for self-care and mental health and all of that. So I will be choosing this year's 2023's mental health project out of this book because I've already gone through the book and it is wonderful. It has some very inspirational messages in here, and I will be utilizing this book for upcoming May mental health care Sal projects. I'm sure that you can pick this up off of Amazon, I would guess. I did not check to see, but it's a really good book. So I'll be using this. Like the very front cover says, it's okay if all you did today was survive. Like that means everything to me because I know what it means to be in that space. So I will be utilizing a pattern out of there for mental health care Sal May. So I received from my friend Miss Lenny this beautiful Santa stocking. And inside it, I received this cute little man. And isn't he so cute? He's got his mug of hot chocolate and his gingerbread cookie. He's got his bear slippers, his jammas. He is ready. And so he will be sitting up on the shelf next year. But isn't he so cute? It is so special when people look for special gifts for people, you know, or they listen to you and you end up getting what you've been talking about and didn't realize that anybody was even listening to you. That happens to me a lot. So that was my Santa Claus who is ready for bed. Then I received a cute, she also gave me bags of candy and all of that. Then I received this cute little mug. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. So this will be nice for next year. And it was filled with candy, which is gone already. And some tea and a little sprig with a bell on it. This sprig I bought myself because I was going to try to do some finishing, but that didn't happen. And that came from Miss Lenny and Miss Susan. And then my friend Jen purchased for me this Bent Creek chart, which would also be really good for Mental Health Care Month. And Coffee Gets Me Started, Jesus Keeps Me Going, which is really cute. So I thank you so very much, Miss Jen. The next gift I got was a piece of linen, and it actually has this spray in it, and it is sleep spray. A lot of you may not know this, but I have a terrible time with sleep, and so my friend thought that this would be good for me to try. So if you've ever tried it before, let me know what you think of it. And then the linen is actually cross-stitch fabric that she wrapped it in. So I'll be taking the wrapping off of that and using it at some point. And then I got from my friend Tiffany this beautiful ornament. And it is a little turtle inside of, it's like a snow globe. And that was her gift. So I'll be able to put him on the tree next year. And there was some lotion. It's called Christmas Cactus. This lady, we have a fair, and it's called Winter Fair here in Ohio, and she is a vendor, and so that's where that came from. And then there's a Saturday's Stitching Shenanigans pin, and that's the group down at Keepsakes. And then my friend Liz found this beautiful sarong, and it is by a group that helps support women that have been rescued. Let me it was on here. It's called SIFA, SIFA, and they make different items and sell it to help women in undue stress, from what I can remember. And then this was a pillow covering that she also got for me. I had a very wonderful Christmas at Keepsakes. I had a wonderful Christmas at home. It was just me and Albert. And then I went to my friends for dinner, and so it was very nice. One of my friends got me a Puppy Paws Christmas, what is it called? Not dish rag, dishcloth, maybe. But it's very cute. And so next year I'll have it put out for Albert. Not that Albert's going to use it, but I love him. And then I also got this plaque, and it says, "Life is short." And I say that all the time. Life is short. Forgive quickly, love madly, play every day, laugh often, awaken a dream, Do what makes you smile. And that is what that looks like. And I always am saying, life is short. You should be happy. And one moment, I dropped something I need to pick up. Oh, and I can't get it up. There it is. And then I also received this beautiful Teresa Kogut angel. And on the back it says, when making big decisions, do your best to take your emotions out of the equation. Your mind will serve you better. And I am going to find a little frame for this and put it in a frame so that I can keep it out all the time. It really speaks volumes to me because I am definitely an emotional person. And so whether I'm happy or sad or angry, that is what drives my decision making. And so I need to remember this verse always. So I'm going to look for a frame so that I can put this in it. Wouldn't this be a lovely cross stitch? Yeah. I have seen Teresa Kogut's angels before, and so I know how beautiful they are. I have a lot of stuff sitting on this table. So I was involved in a tea swap, and I received some threads from one of the ladies, and it was chai, which is one of the teas that she gave, and vanilla custard, which was also one of the teas that she gave. So she matched her teas up to floss. So thank you so very much, Janelle. I really appreciate it. And Janelle is Coffee, Wine, and Stitching Time on Flosstube. Like, that name just popped right out of my head. And so I also got for a gift some Q snaps. They were gifted to me. And some handmade greeting cards. And I need to move this out the way. And that. One of my other friends left this cute little, it's a ort holder. And I have one that sits next to me here at my stitchy spot. But then it also has, sorry for the crinkling, it has a sunflower ink pen in it. And so, and a little button. So I'll be collecting, it's a jelly jar. I'll be collecting, it's so pretty. I'll be collecting my orts in it for 2023. But I will be, I'll have to show you next time where I'm going to store them. I'm actually going to make my ort holder for 2023 out into a Christmas decoration for next year. So I'll have to share that with you. And then I got this cute little guy. So he will be able to stay up for winter since he's all decked out. He does have a tree on his back, but I'm going to go with them being more for winter. He's already collecting his little tree instead of for Christmas. And then I have one more gift, and it came in this box. And as I've said on here before, I am multi-craftual. I have done cards. I've done ceramics. I have done glass work. that's pretty much it. So, you know, quilting, paper piecing, all of those things. So Miss Susan made these pin keeps for everyone. And so the pins, the top is snowflakes, and then the pins are winter Christmas. So I'll be able to keep that out. I will probably take out the Santa hat and the candy cane and just leave the snowman in for winter this year. And then I will be able, then she also got me this beautiful snowflake. And it's handmade. And don't want to act right. And even though I love purple, when I think of snowflakes and all of that, like I see blue and white and silver. And so even though purple is my main color, I love blue and silver and white together for Christmas. And then the last gift. So I have done glass work before. And when I saw this, I was just in awe. And so this will be hanging up for the winter season here in my home. It is just so beautiful. And I know how to do this. I know how it's done. And so I know the amount of work that goes into these type of pieces. So that came from Miss Susan. And then I got one other, and then I also got a turtle by her. She gifted me a turtle. These are all from artisans that come to the fairgrounds during the winter season. It's called Winter Fair, and they have, so I would ask you to remember to look for different fairs during the holiday season so that you can support different artists in their endeavors and in their crafts. There was one more, but now I don't know where it is. And it was a handmade turtle made out of metal. And so when I find it, I'll end up showing it to you. That is all of the Stitchy kindness that I received over the holidays. Again, I am so blessed to have the friends that I do have. Not that my family doesn't do for me. We don't exchange gifts. Although my daughter did buy me a new, I've never had one before, so I don't know why I said that, but she bought me a Pandora bracelet that has a turtle on it, and it has my heart and mother. And then she bought herself one that says daughter on it. So I did get Christmas gifts, even though I didn't see any of them on Christmas. But in the last 5 years, Christmas has rapidly changed in my life. And so I went from having a house full of people, and I say last 10 years, it's probably been more like, well, 10 years maybe. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It rapidly changed, and I was not prepared for that change. When your kids are growing up, when they're little and they're growing up and they grow up, you think they come home for Christmas. Well, I have a son that can't come home for Christmas because of his job. You know, he works at the post office. That's their busiest time of the year. And I have giving my children the freedom to be able to do what they want to do. And so even though it hurts my heart that I'm here by myself, it was my choice to allow them the freedom to be with their other family members. You know, I'm divorced, so my daughter goes and sees her father and her sister and her nieces and nephews and all of that. So it was a good day. I had a great day. It was unconventional. And that is just something that I'll have to get used to. And every year I say, this year I'm going to be better. And some days I'm better and some days I'm not. So I hope that you did have a very good Christmas, though. In spite of everything, 90% of it was good. It was just on the days when it wasn't good, it wasn't good. Coupled with some other stuff that I'm just dealing with. But here's to a great 2023. I do not make resolutions. What I do is set some goals so that I can be a better person for the next year. Pardon me. I have decided that my word for 2023, I choose a word of the year for the year. And my word for 2023 is joyful. I allow others to steal my joy, and I have to stop doing that. And so if I keep that word out in front of me, I will remember not to allow others to zap the joy that I have. And then I have just a couple of stitching goals. I want to record all of my whips so that I'll know what I have and what and where they all stand. I want to be better about the consistency of my Flosstube, that even when I don't feel joyful or ecstatic about doing a Flosstube, I do one anyway. I want to be better about participating in the Facebook groups that I'm in. There's no sense in being in the groups if you're not going to participate, right? So those are just a couple of the goals that I have set for myself for the coming year. I also want to sew more. And so I've been looking at different patterns and different things to make. I am not a big quilt maker. Like I have no desire to make a quilt to fit a bed. I have quilts. I have made quilts to fit beds. And so now I like to do smaller projects. And so I've been looking at different projects that I could start and work on to be able to gift my friends next year. Instead of waiting until November to try to figure out what I'm going to do. I thank you so very much for your patience and continually coming back and being so nice and kind with your comments. I appreciate you liking the videos, even though I never asked you to. You know, you like, you comment, you come back. It really does do my heart good, even though I did not get to heart, and I am going to go back and do that. I did read through a lot of the comments from the last video, and so I appreciate everyone. It was earlier in the month, so I appreciate you coming and commenting and always being here for me. Here's to a great 2023. And I will see you in the new year. Bye.